Alright, what is going on, people, and welcome back to another episode of Ark Evolved Max Speed, and I got my microphone, if you couldn't tell, and oh my goodness, this is good. Anyway, today we're taking a look at a creature that was added to Ark today. A couple hours ago, actually. It is the Megalosaurus. Not the Megalosaurus, the Megalosaurus, and this is going to confuse a lot of people. It's going to confuse a lot of people one day. And aside from being a bloodthirsty monster with the base health of a T-Rex, and the glowing eyes of a Dodorex, and the shape of a Dodorex, and the undetected stealthiness of a Carno, which now that I think about it is not that much, but it's smaller. That's the point here. This thing wants to tear people limb from limb. It's really strong, but it is so cute because it likes to sleep. And for the first time ever in Ark, actually this is two firsts for Max Speed, we're playing on the center. I don't think I've recorded a Max Speed video in the center, and we're playing at nighttime because this creature is Nocturnal. Hey, gameplay elements that we haven't seen before. Content to Ark. Not optimization, but it's something, and I think that in these days, we have to be grateful for what we get for Ark because the updates are starting to roll out a little bit less. I'm not saying that's a thing that they have control over, but we have to be appreciative of what we get, and we got a lot of creatures in this patch. So, the Megalosaurus has glowing eyes, and we're going to play a little bit of game here in a second. So as you can see, I've turned up the gamma so we can actually see in this redwood biome that is oh so gorgeous, and I didn't realize it when I started it up, but I do remember now that there are fireflies, so let's play a game. Which of these dots is not a firefly? Now run from it, because it's going to rip you to shreds. So I think the Megalosaurus is going to make gameplay at nighttime a lot more fun. Ark is already a pretty spoopy game at night. I was taming a Parasaur one time, and it was in Scorched Earth. It was a 120. I mean, I was so unprepared. I brought like 4 bows and like 150 trank arrows, and it barely went down to all those. And it was midnight when it was taming up, while a thunderstorm was happening, and I couldn't see 2 feet in front of my face. So I can't even imagine the knowledge that this thing's now lurking in the darkness. Not necessarily on Scorched Earth. I'm not actually sure if it's on Scorched Earth or not, but just how terrifying this creature is, I really don't want the knowledge of, you know, it being out there. Because you see glowing eyes, and you just think, okay, run. That's, what else has glowing eyes? Well, let's think about it. Giga. Alphas. I think alphas have glowing eyes. I'm pretty sure alphas have. I may be wrong here, and if I am wrong, the YouTube comments are going to rip me to shreds, but glowing eye equal bad? I think that's pretty much summed up. You're never going to come across a Parasaur with glowing eyes, and now somebody's already made a mod pack for it, so what's even the point of continuing talking? Anyway, I want to go back to the Megalosaurus before things get awkward. This thing, why does it have this much health? Why does it have 8,000 base health? I know you can only use it at nighttime, but 8,000 health. That's a lot, man. And it does good damage, too. And it's fast when you put max movement speed on it. The thing with the Megalosaurus is that because it's nocturnal, it's not gonna go very far without movement speed. So the whole while I was playing through this, I'm gonna be like, no, max speed's stupid. It's dumb. Why would you do max speed on dinosaur like this? Oh, by the way, adorable. Moving on. I was thinking the whole time, like, why would you ever want to do max movement speed on a creature that has potential to be a fighter? And then I kind of thought over it while I was, you know, getting ready to record this now, and it kind of does make sense if you think about it, because it's only available for a very short amount of time. You can't use it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week like you can every other creature, so you want to make the most of what you can. You don't want to get trapped out in the middle of nowhere and have this thing go into, you know, sleep debt on you and then pass out. So actually, well, you see that I do put movement speed into this creature, and he goes up to a very healthy number, which is, I think it was 267.5% movement speed or 262.5% movement speed. It didn't actually work, so that was a bit of a weird glitch. So I've got mine to go sleep here, and it just gets back up immediately. I'm not really sure why it's doing that, but I put it on to stay asleep eventually, and it does stay down, but when it gets back up, it doesn't actually move faster, so I think that was a bit of a glitch where maybe they don't want to sprint at full speed. Maybe mine's just walking. I don't know. I spawn in a second one, and I get that one to work, And they're equal speeds, and it looks like they're doing the same animations, but from what I can tell, it didn't look like the movement speed actually went through. It does on the second one, however, so don't worry, we're going to get the max speed done. It's going to work. But what I was saying is that if you're going to be going out for a very small amount of time, and you have to know that you can get back home, you're going to want to maximize the effort that you can go to and from a place. And because it is so strong already, let's look at something that's not quite a Rex level, because it's pretty fair to say that this thing and the Rex start off on fairly equal grounds, but let's call it like a, I don't know, a dire bear, or maybe a Gigantopithecus, which you can clearly see I've got dragged around in my mouth right now. But leaving these things on base stat, you could pretty much guarantee yourself that they're going to be about the strength of a maxed out dire bear on base stats, which is exceptional. Which is why, if you don't need to buff it, if you don't need to fight T-Rexes, why would you? Because a dire bear you already know is strong enough to take on nearly everything. The problem with this is that if you don't have to fight it, why would you? It's something that I said along with the Caprasuchus, and actually another thing. These guys can pick up things in their mouth, as you saw. So, Ark devs, they're listening. They know. The Capro's good. It is good. And, so this thing can pick up a bunch more animals. But the thing with the movement speed is, because you can only operate for a very short amount of time before you have to return before daybreak, why not maximize that? Because you know it's as strong as a maxed out dire bear. Maybe it doesn't have the melee damage. You could pump a bit of melee damage and get away with that, no problem. But investing movement speed into a creature that is so incredibly slow, then becomes actually really fast, even though it's only the standard 2.5% increase, it just doesn't really make sense why you would need to make this thing as strong as a T-Rex when it's not operable for the amount of time that a T-Rex can. So let's say you can get usability for 3 days straight with a T-Rex. Just go out, nighttime, daytime, nighttime, go on, so on and so forth. With the Megalosaurus, you'd have to make return trips, so your trips would have to be shorter. So maybe you could get the same amount of killing done for the first bit, but then you'd have to go back, and then you instantly stop. But if you could make it the strength of a dire bear, but just a lot faster, but it's only usable at nighttime, I feel like you could probably serve equal use out of that. So it is interesting. And it's something to really think about, and I don't think I have enough knowledge to make the assessment here myself, which is a weird thing to say. But this creature actually has more dimensions than, I don't know, probably any other single creature in Ark, because you have to think about the Capro element, where it can pick things up, and that's good for raids. You can pick players off their mounts. Hey, wonderful. Actually, I don't know if this thing can pick players off of tame dinosaurs. I've put up text now, obviously, because that's what I'm gonna do. But you don't know, and you don't know whether you want to put speed into it to make it a stealth killer. You don't know if you want to put movement speed and health, or melee and health into it to make it a monster. And you don't know if you want to put in health into it only to make it, you know, easy to kill players. But I can confirm you, and when I went into the water there, you couldn't tack, so you can't, you know, tank enough bullets. You can't go into the water and then just negate guns. If you've seen the Capro video, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's gonna pretty much do it from Anyway, that's gonna pretty much do it from us. Thank you for watching. If you guys just for the next episode, we got a bunch of creatures to go over now, and yeah. Max Speed. People said I should put more effort in these videos. I didn't listen. Peace. Sneezing. Bad time for sneezing. Oh God. Oh God. Did you failed?
I was laughing at your sneeze.
I'm not sure how long we've been going at this for, but I don't want to make the. Yes. Yes, this night is a good night. Okay. So this is the #1 priority right here. We have to take out China.